This is my What I Love About You video, and it was inspired by a book called What I Love About You by Kate Marshall and David Marshall. It's just a list of things of why I love him, like my life without him, how he makes me feel, about how we met, and I hope he enjoys this video. I'm going to start off with the 5 W's of the first time we met. So I'm going to talk about when it was, where we were, who was there, why we were there, and what we were doing. When it started during spring break of 2011. And I remember wanting to come to California with my best friend Emily. We went to Camp Pendleton, and we walked outside this Holiday Inn, and she was on her phone, but I wasn't, and I happened to notice a group of Marines sitting on the sidewalk, and so I said, hey, and the only person I remember was Chris and his friend Adrian. And why we were there was because we wanted to have fun for the weekend. They had a room, we had a room, and I remember what we were doing when we first met was he was doing his tax papers, and I was looking for the beach. I'll never forget how funny it was when one night I called him and it took me half an hour to tell this joke about butter. And I remember him waiting and kept asking for the punchline, but I could not say it for the life of me because it was just too funny to me. And when I finally was able to tell him the joke, he laughed, but not because the joke was funny, more because of how stupid I was thinking that the joke was funny. I first knew I loved him when we had been already talking for a couple months, and we had been dating for a while. And it was whenever he told me that his grandpa had passed away, and I remember how sad he was, and I remember thinking that I never wanted him to be that sad again, that I would do anything to make him happy, and that's when I was like, damn, I'm in love with this boy. One moment I felt especially close to him was when I don't remember, but if I'm correct, he was sleeping. And look at how weird I drew him with him sleeping. I'm sure he doesn't really sleep like that. That's okay. But he was sleeping, and I called him, and I could not get my car lights to turn off. And so I called asking for his help. He was like a car mechanic whiz, and he had me open up the hood. He went step by step with me. He was really patient, and he was really, really kind. And I just remember thinking I had the best boyfriend ever. And even though he wasn't able to help me turn the car lights off because it actually turned off by itself in some sort of miracle, it was just really nice to know that he was there for me and really patient for me and not know that I called him so late. One of his most irresistible features to me is his smile. I definitely love how big he smiles, and I think he just looks so handsome, and it definitely gets my panties wet. If I had to draw his heart and soul, it would look like a sun, because I feel like he is something that everyone needs, and he definitely brightens up my day. If he was ever lost, I'd post this missing person flyer. I would say lost man. I would say he was 5'10". He has dirty blonde hair with a military haircut. He's most likely wearing some sort of bright shirt with khaki pants. He's got black DC shoes on and a black watch on. And I would probably reward anyone who found him a quadrillion billion dollars. I don't know. That's how much he's worth to me. My life without him, had I never met him, I probably would go back to my Asian ways. I'd still work at the Chinese buffet I worked at for 5 years. I would still have low self-esteem. I'd probably be a lot more innocent, more shy, more boring, and it just wouldn't have been good. Since I've met him, I've definitely have not reverted back to my Asian ways. I'm a lot happier, I have more confidence, I'm more adventurous. Sometimes I can get a little bit wild, and I'm fun, and he's made my life a lot better, and I really appreciate that. He makes my insides feel like this. It's literally crazy with him all the time. In the future, I really hope that we one day get married and we'd be able to say I do in a church. I totally believe it would happen because I love him so much. And after we get married, we'll have 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl. Hopefully the boy comes first and then the girl. And we'll name them not Zach and Lola, but I'll just name them that for now. And we'll grow old together and have crinkles and glasses because he's blind. And because I grew old, I'll revert back to my Asian ways with chinky eyes. But we'll be together, and I love him. That's all.